Y bueno, le seguimos jugando desde donde estaba. Que me dijeron que tenía que vigilárselo. Pero, ¿está del otro lado o qué onda? Bueno, todavía no edité nada, así que...
It's locked.
Bueno, le seguimos donde estaba. Así que... Esto es continuación del capítulo anterior. Que lo voy a subir el año que viene. ¿Cómo era para...? Tenía que verlo... Ah, ahí está. Mira. Que había que vigilar a este porque no nos dejaba entrar a la casa. Entonces había que conocerlo más. Mira, ahí está
Strange
la...
man was at the door with the pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
Ok.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Bueno, vamos directo para allá.
Come on, Baron, you know the game. You pay for peace of mind.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe? Come on, we can sort it out.
Oh, tengo un
It's not
frío.
my call, Baron. You pay one way or another.
Please, Joe. How long have we known each
Ugh.
other? We even used to be neighbours, for Christ's sake.
I'd prefer not to give you another beating, Baron.
Bueno, ¿qué le pasa a todo?
Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
Otro que vende cosas.
How is business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
Well, you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever, madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
¡Apa! Te dio información interesante.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Eran Skull, seguro.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
Queda muy lejos, así que... Ah, no, queda cerquita. 29 metros. Bueno, voy a hacer eso primero. Y después voy a hablar con los guachiles. Ok, acá hay chaboncitos. ¿Qué arma tengo puesta? Vamos a hacer esto. Va a ser más fácil. Uy, ¿qué arma tiene? Es como un lanzallamas, pero... ¿Pero de veneno? No sé. Lo tira como más rápido ahora esto, ¿no? Como me parece a mí. Puede ser. Oh shit. Interesante. Pero sigamos. Oh, mira, ahí hay otra de estas bestias. Es una sola, ¿no? Sí, parece una sola. Que venga nomás. Pará, amigo. ¿Qué está haciendo? Se estaba comiendo a alguien. Esta se mueve diferente. Ojo, ojo. Chao. Ojo, esta se movía diferente. No llegó a acostarme, pero sí se movía diferente. Recupera la carta. Allá había otra bestia. Ah, pero ¿cuántas bestias hay acá? Oh, mirá, un hacha. Destral usado, a ver. Hacha pequeña para cortar troncos. Es de una mano, me parece. ¿Tiene algo que sea mejor? No. Te deberían dejar vender las armas. O capaz que se puede, yo no sé cómo. Recupera la carta. ¿Está acá arriba? Sí.
This could be the box Lewis thought he lost. There's a letter inside.
Ok. ¿La puedo ver a la carta? ¿Qué dice? A ver. Oh,
A
ok.
love letter from Joe Peterson's wife addressed to Barrett Lewis. Who should I give it to, I wonder?
No sé si yo... Sí, supongo que lo cortaré a toda esa parte en la que hablaba con Joe Peterson. Pero bueno, al parecer el loquito tenía una esposa que murió antes de la gripe. Pero bueno, parece que... no solamente que se murió... Ah, el loco está como... Se volvió un criminal después de que se le murió la mujer. Y bueno, y parece que no solamente se le murió, sino que andaba con el mejor amigo. Así que... se lo contaría como para ver qué hace, capaz lo mata. Pero... Pero no se la tendría que dar al otro. Oh, lo que me sacó. Ok, cambiamos de arma. No. No agarro nomás. Vamos a probar la inyección de vida. Ah, mira, no cura tanto. No, yo lo quería morder. Bueno. Bueno, y ahora cuando elegimos a quién darle, bueno, se la vamos a dar al barre, pobre. El otro se llega a enterar, lo mata.
Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus, do you? I found this box in an abandoned building nearby. I believe it belongs to you.
Let's have a look. Yeah, this is mine. So, you faced those loons that roam around there. Extraordinary.
I suppose I was lucky.
Luck is a commodity round here. Yours should be properly rewarded.
About this package, it's not just tools and trinkets, is it?
Don't want to be rude or anything after your kind gesture, but it's none of your business.
Ok.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
Bueno, vámonos con la misión principal. ¿Qué le pasa? Oh, son muchas personas, tengo que hablar con todo.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Purification by fire has proved useful, but where do you stop? Burn the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, Go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool?
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
I have heard enough for tonight. Goodbye.
Ok, está re loco el... Está loco.
Soon the time will come when you will be judged for your sins. Even now he judges.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
It's confidential. Speaking as a doctor, I'm sure you understand.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain Nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Ok. Ese era el periodista. Oh shit, ¿y esto qué hacen acá? Pensé que todavía estábamos en Whitechapel. O sea, estamos en Whitechapel, pero... quiero decir, está re cerca de la ciudad. Sé mucho, ¿eh? Perfecto. Los otros dos no sé ni de dónde salieron, pero... me agarraron re de imprevisto. Yo no quiero encontrar al Guachín, yo quiero... encontrar al buzón. Ese debe ser Guachín, el poeta. Ah, mira. ¿Eso viene? Acá hay otra. Como que dejan los cupones en las flores.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly.
Es muda. Y sí.
Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Very well. Goodbye then.
Cheto. Camino antiguo echado. Igual allá no hay que ir, así que... Todavía.
I cannot enter.
¿Y cómo entro ahí? Se encuentra el buzón. No sabe que el buzón tiene que estar por acá. Acá está.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter.
O sea que sí tiene familiares. El Darius Petrescu tiene un hijo. Va, no un hijo, varios hijos. Ok. Y ahora sí tengo que ir con el otro, que está del otro lado. Así que transición. Tiene que ser ese.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Ok. Oh, mira, este tiene agotamiento. Creo que me queda una.
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
Me queda un
Do
remedio.
you need assistance?
That would be nice of you, Doctor. Who knows what I may have caught during my investigation.
Sí.
If you persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risks.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell. Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge.
You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Esa duda tengo. ¿Cómo subo el nivel de cautivar? ¿Será subiendo de nivel? Entraba y le choreaba todo, ¿viste? Como... La carta. Ok, hablaba de los vampiros.
It's locked, all right.
Es largo el texto, así que léalo. Pero dice cosas interesantes.
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane?
Like myself and many people in this area, Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Tell me everything you know.
I do not...
Do you have any family left?
Who knows?
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forget...
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but... Thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
It is not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.